The BBR is back for another week after beating Diet Tight and his Minnesota Lycan Wolves in our first game of the season. This week we take on league owner Grandmaster D-Ray and his San Diego Spirits. I had the opportunity to meet D-Ray as well as a bunch of other coaches in the BBR this year, and it's exciting to get the opportunity to play against him in BBR this season. Last time we played in Season 6, we were able to pull out a very close game, one that locked us for the playoffs. We were looking for a similar fate this week, hoping to go 2-0 to start our season. If you're excited for today's video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We are on our road to 1,000 subscribers this year, and every subscription goes a long way towards reaching that goal. Our team remains unchanged, consisting of Meowscarada, Ironhands, Volcarona, Screamtail, Landorus Incarnate, Blastoise, Dragonite, Registeel, and Bruxish. D-Ray's team is Goldango, Samurott Hisui, Gliscor, Infernape, Tentacruel, Ribombee, Electros, Porygon Z, Ogerpon Cornerstone, and Morpeko. Looking at D-Ray's team, Goldango and Samurott Hisui provide good synergy through both setting up spikes with Ceaseless Edge and using Goldango's ability and typing to prevent Defog and Rapid Spin. This enables his powerful offensive options like Infernape and Ogerpon Cornerstone, claiming key kills after entry hazards damage. As usual, this means our build will heavily rely on heavy-duty boots to counteract this strategy. Infernape is probably D-Ray's best Pokemon in this matchup due to the variety of different sets that it can run. Between setup, choice, and bulky hazard setting and status spam, it is going to be crucial that we are proactively scouting against it because risking the wrong move at the wrong time could prove to be crucial. With Blastoise being our initial counter to it, I expect that it'll be some sort of Stealth Rock U-turn set, using Stealth Rocks to lure it in and U-turn to get into a Pokemon that could take advantage of it. Our key to victory this week is going to be Meowscarada, a Pokemon whose coverage is very effective into D-Ray's team and is even able to set up entry hazards to punish his better threats like Goldango and Infernape. D-Ray does have strong priority on this team between Infernape and Samurott Hisui, however, so we will need to keep that in mind when building our Meowscarada set to make sure we don't get picked off by priority moves in the late game. With that being said, let's get right into the build. Assaultfest Ironhands is our lead for the second straight week. While our teams are usually typically very strong against entry hazards, we want to punish Ribombee lead for setting up Sticky Web. 160 HP and 84 special defense allows us to live 2 Moonblasts from timid Ribombee, killing with 2 Ice Punches. Ice Punch is going to be our most frequent attack with this Pokemon, as catching the Gliscor on the switch-in is our #1 priority in this game to open up our Landorus. Drain Punch and Thunder Punch give us multiple stab options, allowing us to pressure Samurott Hisui when we switch in, either prioritizing HP recovery or a move that can hit Goldango. Earthquake is our final coverage move, allowing us to attack a Goldango that might be trying to set up on us, preventing us from getting sweeped in the late game if we lose our Meowscarada. Quiverdan's Volcarona is next on the team as one of our win conditions this week, as D-Ray has a limited number of answers to this Pokemon long term. We are running heavy duty boots to protect our HP, as D-Ray has a lot of very reliable Stealth Rockers on his team. Modest 56 special attack Flamethrower kills Porygon Z after Stealth Rocks at +1, without sacrificing any damage elsewhere, allowing us to run a bunch more bulk on this set. 240 speed ensures that we always outspeed max speed Samurott Hisui, including Choice Scarf at +1. Bug Buzz gives us the required coverage for that Samurott Hisui, and Psychic rounds out our coverage, allowing us to hit both Infernape and Tentacruel. Our best way to enable the Volcarona endgame this battle is going to be Meowscarada, a Pokemon that D-Ray has little counterplay for. 152 speed Jolly allows us to outspeed Ogerpon Cornerstone, giving us some additional bulk to work with to take Mach Punches from his Infernape, and Samurott Hisui Aqua Jets if we are a Dark type. Because we are planning to bring this Pokemon in frequently to check Pokemon like the Goldango and the Gliscor, Heavy Duty Boots is a critical item to keep our HP high into the endgame. Spikes allow us to force progress on Pokemon like Goldango and Infernape, 2 of D-Ray's most problematic Pokemon for us in this matchup. Knockoff allows us to check the Goldango and remove items from his potential switch-ins like Infernape and Electros, and Flower Trick gives us a generically powerful move after items have been knocked off, and then Triple Axle allows us to hit both the Gliscor and the Ogerpon Cornerstone for super effective damage. For the first time in a long time, we are finally bringing hazard removal on one of our Draft League teams. While Blastoise's role is primarily not to Rapid Spin, it is good to keep that option to prevent Sticky Web from slowing our team down if key items get hit with a knockoff. The main goal of this Pokemon is to provide a consistent switch into Infernape, enabling us to then pivot out into our breakers like Meowscarada and Landorus. We are running leftovers over heavy duty boots, as we will have opportunities to gain more HP with that item over time. Dark Pulse gives us the move to hit Goldango attempting to switch into Spin Block, and Surf gives us a stab move to push damage on Pokemon like Gliscor and Infernape, while Flip Turn gives us that momentum into our threats like Landorus and Meowscarada. Choice Scarf Landorus is another one of our endgame win conditions, taking advantage of D-Ray's team once Gliscor and Electros have been dealt with. Due to our Choice Scarf this week, we are able to run Modest, maximizing our damage output. This is because the only Choice Scarf user we can expect to see in our speed tier range is Samurott Hisui, which is always outsped with 232 speed EVs. U-turn is crucial on this set to lure in Pokemon like the Gliscor and Electros, getting good turns for our Meowscarada and Iron Hands respectively. Earth Power gives us our generically powerful stab move to hit his entire team, while Psychic and Focus Blast give us coverage moves into the late game that we might have to lock into with our Choice Scarf. Providing our Stealth Rocks again this week, Registeel joins the team in our final slot. This is our main answer to D-Ray's Ogerpon Cornerstone, a Pokemon with the set that utilizes Trailblaze and Swords Dance that could get out of hand otherwise. +2 superpower would normally kill us, so we are running Choppleberry to live the attack and kill with Body Press. Ice Spinner gives us coverage to hit the Gliscor, one of the key Pokemon we need to remove to enable our Landorus, and Earthquake to have a move to hit the Goldango. And that is our team for week number 2 of the BBR for our battle against Grandmaster D-Ray. Shout out to Obo for all of the build and mock support this week. Let's get right into the battle. We're here with the battle against Grandmaster D-Ray, the person who has spent honestly all of the last month posting pictures of me on his Instagram of basketball clips. And, you know, for the record, he lost every game of those clips that he posted. So this is a revenge game. We're making amends for those clips on Instagram, those hate posts, and we're winning this game. We're leading Iron Hands here against his team. I like Iron Hands lead against basically everything. The only thing I don't like this leading against is the Infernape, because he could just Willow on turn 1. I kind of expect something like a Hammerot lead is the most likely lead, I would say, in this battle. Or the Gliscor lead. It could be even Electros. I think, you know, kind of his whole team is all leads, basically. In comes Roman. So he does lead off with the Infernape. So I kind of do expect the Willow. The question, I mean, he could have Willow. I guess the question is, do you click Willow on this turn? Like, do I just Ice Punch here? Am I him? I probably should just Ice Punch. But I think at this point, Iron Hands are just so good against this team that I don't really need to risk it. At this point in time, it's just about being safe and managing risk in these early turns. No Ogre. Oh, yes, he had the Willow. I knew D-Ray was gonna pack the turn 1 Will-O-Wisp for this game. I just knew that was what he was gonna do. That's funny. All right, so the planned sequence of Ice Punching into the Gliscor did not happen, which is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But we know this thing's set now. And this is the freest flip turn of all time against D-Ray. He's just going to get a U-turn off as well. This thing being burned is a little bit frustrating. I did actually add the leftovers to it, which is kind of nice. Nice to get some leftovers for that Pokemon. And, you know, on this Pokemon to get some health back now with the burn. The fact that he is looking to be some sort of like mid-ish Infernape, considering the fact that he's U-turn Willow, means he's probably just a quick Infernape designed to kind of, you know, get that early burn. See, Chef. Alright, we're going to lay the fucking trap now. We're laying the trap for Gliscor. We're going to flip turn off. Do we see anything? No, we don't get any information on the items. But we're laying the trap for Gliscor here. And we're Ice Punching straight away. Our entire endgame here, you know, really gets enabled by getting that Gliscor, and I really just don't see how you stay in when you have such a free switch into Gliscor. He's going to flip turn into Gliscor. I would imagine here is kind of the obvious play. He could get aggressive into Infernape. That'd be an interesting play here. I could also see Goldango, actually. Chetta in comes, or it could be Electros. He does go into the Goldango. Okay. Alright, so he does play around the Ice Punch. He does play around the Gliscor play, which is good on his part to play around that. Now, one of the plays that I've done a lot in mocks is go really aggressively into Meowscarada on this turn. I don't actually think I want to do that in this battle here. I think what I want to do is just go into Volcarona. Volcarona, you know, is endgame win condition here. Certainly, but I kind of expect, I want to scout for if he wants to click Dazzling Gleam or Nasty Plot on this turn. And with a little bit of chip, I guarantee against offensive Goldango, a kill with Flamethrower. And if he Shadow Balls or makes it, if he Shadow Balls, then that's perfectly fine. Against Timid, I take about 35 to 40%, which is not, which is a lot. But I don't necessarily need a lot of HP on this Pokemon to accomplish what I want with it. I just need a little bit to make sure I can live flip turns. He does go for the Shadow Ball, so we're going to get some good information here on this Pokemon. So that's going to do about 130. That is, yep, that's the Timid Calc right there. Perfect. Okay. So we see that. We see a Timid Calc. I really kind of wish maybe I would have had Morning Sun on this, but that's perfectly fine. Infernape can probably come back out here. Do I want to get aggressive and predict that? It could be into Gliscor. No, Gliscor is not a good switch into this. Yeah, Gliscor is not a switch into this. It could be the Electros, and it could be the Samurott. I mean, there's no way you're going to stay in here and risk this, so I'm just going to click Psychic. I think Psychic's an interesting click here, because if you go Samurott, then I'm perfectly okay with that. It could be Akka. This could just be an overly aggressive play, trying to catch the Infernape. But if I catch the Infernape, that's a really big turn for me here. Alright, I do catch the Infernape here. Big Psychic turn here, and that's going to do such a huge amount of damage here on this turn, and that's going to be big amount of damage. Alright, we get to learn a little bit. So that's not, we don't learn the item just yet. We don't learn the item just yet, but we pick up some crucial damage here on this Infernape. Infernape's a real big problem for this team in the end game, and it can be at the very least. So good to pick up that early damage here. Now we don't learn the set, but getting that damage actually, let's see where that puts our Meowscarada Calyx. That's going to be important to note. That's going to definitely put it in Flower Trick range, and even knockoff range actually at this point. I expect a U-turn here to come out. A double. Okay, so double is interesting. It kind of leads me to believe that it might be slower. It kind of leads me to believe that this is going to be slower. I kind of expect a flip turn here. So at this point, I'm going to continue my sequence of going into Iron Hands here, because I think if there's a turn to Ceaseless Edge, this would be one to do it. And at this point, I wonder if, and he does Ceaseless Edge here. Okay, perfect. The spikes are annoying, but we did actually bring a spinner this time around, and we do, have majority Boots Mons on our team still. We have Boots, Meowscarada, and Volcarona. Now, we don't have Boots on our spinner here, but it looks like his default answer is to go into the Samurott on the spin, but that will probably change here. I Ice Punched last time, and I think he's just going to kind of keep it safe. I kind of want a Thunder Punch here. Thunder Punch covers the Goldango, and it covers this. I don't think he's going to go Gliscor here. I think that would be a very, very bad turn. A very, very bad play on his part at this point, where I've showed the willingness to Ice Punch. If he gets me, then he gets me. That's good on his part. But I don't expect him to go for a play like that here after showing the willingness to Ice Punch freely. What this does mean is we need... Okay, perfect. So it does go Goldango, and we're going to get a big Thunder Punch off on this Pokemon. Really would like a para there. No para is sad, but fine. So Goldango, we know it's the Timid set now at this point. So Shadow Ball is doing about half-ish to this. At this point, the question is against Samurott. The Samurott also would kill after this, so I do have to... I do think I have to get out of this Pokemon. He did Shadow Ball last time, and I did go into my Volcarona as an initial thing, so I'm just actually going to switch out into Meowscarada at this point. This is an aggressive turn, certainly one that... I have to be it's not, could potentially not be a great turn. But I think the fact that I switched in the Volcarona last time will deter him from Dazzling Gleaming this turn. I kind of expect just a Shadow Ball here to come out and try to take advantage of the Iron Hands. He's going to recover. Okay. So we learn more information, get a big knockoff here. This knockoff is going to be massive. Now, he could just be Colberberry. I'd have to take a lot of damage to... I mean, he could be Dazzling Gleam. I'm just going to go for the knockoff here. If he's Colberberry, he's Colberberry. The only thing that I really have to be mindful of is Mach Punch and Aqua Jet at that point the rest of the game. I'm just going to knock here. He's going to withdraw. Okay, so no Colberberry, likely. But this knockoff is going to be huge, and he's going to go into Roman, and this is actually going to pick up the Infernape here, which is huge. Really, really like getting this Pokemon early. Infernape was a massive problem in this match. Oh, that does not kill. That is Rocky Helmet. Okay, yeah. Defensive Infernape. Now, I have to play around Mach Punch here. I kind of have to, I think. Mach Punch does half my HP. It means I can't get aggressive in on Goldango anymore. Do I actually have to? Like, is that actually something that I have to do? Is be mindful of that? That turns to that Mach Punch here. If he's Mach Punch, I'm just going to Flower Trick. I'll take a Mach Punch to the dome. Perfect. I'll pick this up. Nice. Alright. Infernape down. Maybe a little bit of a risky play there. To get the Infernape. But Infernape was one of the bigger threats to this team in this matchup. And now my Volcarona is looking really, really good here. I did take a little bit of extra damage, which I don't like. Which means I'm going to have potentially some difficulty winning this outright with Volcarona. He's going to go into Gliscor here. Interesting. Okay. I mean, he knows I have Triple Axle, right? I mean, surely he knows I have Triple Axle. This Triple Axle should kill, or doesn't kill. I mean, do I just go for it and try to get as much damage as possible? I mean, I'd really like this to kill the Goldango, but if he's going to give me an opportunity to Triple Axle, like, I feel like I've got to take it, no? I could Spike, but I feel like he's going to withdraw. Okay, so he's going to Scout for this. And he's going to get this in for free. I feel like this has to be Scarf then. I feel like this is Scarf, the way that D-Ray is playing it. So he uses a free opportunity to get this in. Man, imagine if I just like Flower Tricked or something there. That would have been a baller play. I'm taking max 255 here from this Razor Shell because of my typing. The problem is I really want to keep HP on this. I need... What do I need to win this game? I kind of want this Pokemon to attack the Electros, actually. I think I should be maybe responsible with that. And I think what I want to do is go into... Yeah, I think I have to be responsible with this Pokemon. So I'm going to go into here, into my Blastoise here. Because he could be Scarf, and if he goes for the Razor Shell, that gives me the information that he's Scarf that I'm looking for. He goes for Aqua Jet. What? Alright, I don't know about that. Interesting. Okay. At this point, well, we know that it has Aqua Jet now, which is good information to pick up. The question is now do I want to Dark Pulse or Flip Turn? I think I'm just going to Flip Turn, because catching the Goldango with the Dark Pulse gives it a free turn. And at this point, we know Knockoff is not baiting that Pokemon, so I'm just going to go for the Flip Turn. He's just going to Ceaseless Edge. So we know it's not Scarf now, actually. That's huge. That's big information here. This Meowscarada actually goes like crazy through his team now. And now that I have like full information on his team, This Pokemon actually goes super crazy the rest of this battle. So let's go into Meowscarada. And now that we're in the grass type form, we're also going to take like nothing from this Flower Trick, which is important. This is going to change the calc on the Goldango though, which is a little bit annoying, but we're just going to Flower Trick here. No reason to get creative at this point. We know that it's switch moves, and we're going for it. So let's pick up this kill. This kill would be massive. 2 spikes is a little frustrating. There's probably not a big opportunity to spin, but my Pokemon that win the game here, Volcarona and Meowscarada, and Lando all are immune to spikes. So I'm kind of not like super concerned about the spikes in this battle. Let's see what he goes into. I mean, he could go into... I mean, he doesn't have a great switch into this Flower Trick at all, to be honest with you. I mean, what does he go into? Goldango and then just gets knocked off? Like, that's not going to be a productive turn for him, unfortunately. This Flower Trick should do a good amount of damage. Yeah, like Flower Trick into Nox should just kill. He's just going to Aqua Jet for damage. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, and Meowscarada is going to pick up another one here. Big Samurott picked up. As I said, this Pokemon was, kind of eventually always going to start picking up a lot of these kills in this battle. So really, really happy to see that. Now, the one thing that this team might be a little bit weak against is the Porygon, to be perfectly honest. Now, the Pokemon's not the biggest threat in the world. Because if I go into... Yeah, he goes into Porygon Z. It does get revenge killed like by Lando, which is nice. I guess the question here at this point is, what does he want to go for a move? I haven't even gone into this yet, and this still has like decent turns left to give me. He doesn't have anything that I would really want to use this against, so I'm just going to go into Registeel. Just take advantage of this Pokemon. And he goes for a Tri Attack. We get to judge some damage, learn a little bit about his set. And unfortunately, we're Choppleberry for the Ogerpon, so losing a little bit of that value. But he goes for the Trick. Okay. I'm actually okay with that. I don't mind the Trick at all. The Choice Specs. And he gets a Choppleberry, which Choppleberry does not really matter. Actually, it could matter for Focus Blast. But the fact that he's not Choice means that this thing is not going to do really any damage anymore. The question here is, what does he want to go into? What does this switch in? Is this switch in Goldango or Gliscor? What do I want to catch more? What do I want to catch more in this battle? I'm feeling he just recovers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just set up Stealth Rocks. And just guarantee some relevance for this Pokemon. And then just sack off Blastoise. I'm just going to set up my Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks are going to be important in this game. So no, this is Trick, and this has Chopple now. He goes into this, okay. Would have been nice to have gotten an Earthquake up, but that's perfectly fine. Getting rocks up here is important. So I think what this set probably is Shukaberry. If I had to guess, this is probably Shukaberry Goldango. And now I'm in a spot where now Meowscarada continues to put D-Ray in such a bad position. Like it really puts him into jail. Like he's in jail with this Meowscarada at this point. Now he could be saving the Colbur Berry for this specific turn sequence, though. I guess the question here becomes how he wants to play after this, because I think I should, after Spikes and Burn, go down here. Question is, do I want to go into my Volcarona and set up Focus Blast? Okay. Well, I don't actually die here, by the way. Well, good thing I didn't go Meowscarada. I don't think I was ever going in it after that first turn. But good thing we definitely did not there. Question here is, what do I want to do? What move do I want to click? I think I'll just Dark Pulse. I expect him to just try to kill me here. Perfect. Okay. So this just gets killed, and now we get to go into Volcarona, and Volcarona, what is the calc against Gliscor for Earthquake? I think I'm just going to go into Volcarona and Flamethrower twice, to be honest with you, because it kills defensive Gliscor. And the fact that he was specs on Porygon, I mean, this could be a setup opportunity. But my goal is just to push damage at this point. This should certainly pick up a kill, depending on what he goes into. I guess the Electros can come in and take a decent amount, but I'm okay with that, I think, actually. So let's just go for the Flamethrower, see if we can pick this off. Would be nice, but probably not. As we'll see Electros come out here. Hawk-Tuah Girl is a crazy nickname for this, by the way. Oh, the Hawk-Tuah Girl. That's funny. Alright, let's see how much this does after Stealth Rocks. That is Assault Fest. That is a fucking Assault Fest, dude. Electros, if I have ever seen one. Damn, that's that's crazy. I mean, we want this thing to take as much damage as possible, certainly. I do expect a Rock Slide to come out here, if I gotta be honest. I think he might, maybe he baits me and he thinks I don't know that it gets it. Iron Hand's utility at this point, at an all-time low, realistically. So I'm willing to take a good risk here. The fact that he is Assault Fest makes me believe I can maybe outspeed this. And he just goes for the Rock Slide. Yeah, he tried to get me. I did forget this thing on Rock Slide in a mock, but we're gonna be able to play around that one. We do have 12 speed to outspeed min speed Electros here. Drain Punch would be obviously super nice to pick up like massive damage on this thing. But I think this is just a position I'm Ice Punching. You know, my goal at this point is just to get this Pokemon weak, and I have a lot of just ways to win the game after that, especially where it's not Choice Scarfed Porygon. So I'm just gonna Ice Punch. Is this a little aggressive? Potentially. Go into Gliscor, please. That'd be so fire if I finally caught this Gliscor. No, I get the Chetta, the Goldango. Wow, not giving me that Gliscor. Come on, man. That Gliscor's for free. Give me the Gliscor for free. What's wrong with that? I think I want to stay in here. The reason I want to stay in on this turn against the Goldango is I don't live any Shadow Ball rolls, which is fine. But what I really want to do here is block setup. I want to block setup because I've weakened the what's it called, the eel, and if he tries to like set up or do something crazy here, then I get a lot of damage. And if he's not max timid, then I can pick up a kill here. So I'm just gonna sack off my Iron Hands. But this is probably going to go down, unfortunately. We are running out of Pokemon to use here, so that's something we have to be mindful of. We actually have to start killing the rest of D-Ray's team here. As I said, that Gliscor and Electros are really the only thing holding back this Lando from winning the game at this point. I'm just going to go right back into this. This Pokemon is just going to be super good here. This should be able to kill the Electros after Rocks, most importantly. And I'm just going to click a Flamethrower. Let's just get this cooking. This comes in every time on this Goldango. And at this point, it just starts picking up kills. At this point, it just starts picking up kills. We've, I think, leveraged our Pokemon to kind of the best of their ability here. Meowscarada, it's still in the back and still very threatening against D-Ray's team here. Like, the calcs for Meowscarada against Porygon have to be insane. And he is just going to sack this off, actually. Okay. So goodbye, Goldango. Goodbye, Goldango. Now the question is, what does he go into here? I almost kind of want him to go Gliscor, because like if I can get Gliscor out of the way, I really simplify this endgame a lot. I really just want to simplify the endgame, to be honest. That's like my biggest, that's always my biggest priority in games like this, is just simplifying end games. In comes, alright. I know I can live this. I mean, it could be Stone Edge, I guess. Yeah, maybe I should just be playing around Stone Edge to be very, very safe. Volcarona is still very, very powerful in this end game. It can still live a Tri-Attack from timid Porygon, so that's important to, I think, keep around. at this point. I mean, this thing is not, unfortunately, very useful. So, you know, if he kills it, he kills it. But I can get a triple axle off here if he just EQs twice. I can get a ice spinner on this Pokemon. Once again, I gotta be mindful to have sacks around, but I mean, at this point, D-Ray's Pokemon are just dying. Ah, shit. Okay. Oh, he's Toxic Orb? Okay. I was like, is this guy gonna be Weakness Policy? That would be super dumb. Okay. I guess I'm okay with this. Ice Spinner versus Gliscor. Alright, so this is Double Dance. Man, this could be a problem. Fuck. This is gonna actually be annoying. Should I have just attacked there? Meowscarada can still take a +2 hit, which is important. I'm just gonna Ice Spinner. Swords Dance is fine. I might actually... Alright, so Poison Heal. I don't live a lot of these, to be honest. But that damage is fine. He's just gonna Earthquake. Okay. I guess... Should I have just attacked? I guess this is what? EQ, Stone, Edge. I think I just want to attack here again. Because I do have Lando. Lando is still going to be good to live these Stone Edges. I'm going to just take my time to do my calcs. Yeah, I think I should be fine. I think this is... If this is offensive, then I think I'm definitely in an okay-ish spot. Let's see what kind of set this is. Oh my god, and I live. Wow, this live is actually huge. Yeah, the live saves the game. Perfect. Registeel picks off the Gliscor. I think I was fine with the Lando in the back anyway. I think the EVs to kill versus the EVs to live like Psychic, I think work out in the end. So big kill on that, on the Gliscor. That could have got dodgy. That could have got dodgy. Having Ice Spinner on this Pokemon was unbelievably clutch in the end game there. And now truly at this point, I think we've kind of exhausted all possible. I think we've gotten through all of the tricks D-Ray can throw at us. Unless this Porygon has something. Unless this Porygon has a surprise in the back for me. But I think its surprise was definitely Trick. In this spot. I think it's just going to be an adaptability set the rest of the way. Wow, that's a huge turn for me to live that. So he must not have been adamant. He must have been like jolly for a certain calc on the speed. And then this thing comes in. This thing gets put in range here. I'm pretty sure of pretty much anything. So, well, I'm just going to stay in and let him kill me. Unless he has something like crazy in the... I don't know what else he could have in this specific spot for on Porygon Z. Yeah, he's just gonna try attack and kill. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go into Volcarona here. None of the attacks that he has can kill, and I outspeed any modest set. And putting this in range of Meowscarada is all that really matters, because I think that Pokemon should be fine here the rest of the way. Especially considering how much damage that other thing has taken in the back. I could Quiver, but I think that's just not going to be a relevant turn here. We're just going to Flamethrower. And we do outspeed, so it is modest. That's good to note. We have a decent chance to live this, given our EV spread. We do live this. No, Mickey. Perfect. Okay. Get another Flamethrower here. Another kill for Volcarona against the Porygon Z. And... a really good game against D-Ray. That Gliscor at the end was super, potentially could have been super punishing. But alas, at the very end, I think we pulled out what was, I think, you know, potentially a closer game than it should have been. But a good game to D-Ray. I think I should have predicted the agility set after kind of seeing that there was kind of no real desire to ever switch it in. If that was weakness policy, I would have been in a lot of trouble though. And then we're just going to go for the flamethrower here. I don't mind just sacking this Pokemon off. I don't really care about the differential that much at this point. The goal is just to win as many games as possible this season. We're going to take a Rock Slide kill. A Bulk is picked up by that. And we're going to go into... We'll get the kill of Meowscarada. Meowscarada was the MVP of this game, surely. Just dominated this game, kind of front to back, this entire time. I don't know why I'm even fucking calcing this. This is just a waste of time. Oh, I guess Flower Trick does more. Whatever. Well, let's be optimal. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, as I said, Meowscarada carried this game. Meowscarada, huge Pokemon in this matchup. And it gives us a huge 2-0 win against D-Ray. We go 2-0 on the season, which is a great start. We haven't gone 2-0 to start the season since I have come back to doing these YouTube videos in Generation 9, which is super exciting. So, good game to D-Ray. That's what you get for posting pictures of me on Instagram on my defense. Next week we play against T-Row Price. Again, we feel like we play T-Row every freaking league in like the 3rd or 4th week. Play against him. Hopefully we can go 3-0. Hope you guys enjoyed today's Draft League battle. If you did, like the video, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you all in the next one.